Started. Welcome to the Clermont County Board of Commissioners meeting this fine day on November the 3rd. Can you believe that? We have entered into November. We're going to be looking at Thanksgiving here pretty quick. Prior to officially starting our meeting, we usually always have local clergy come in and lead us in prayer. This morning, Monday mornings, I don't think we gave notification to have a clergy in here. So I'll stand in the gap for them. And if you would like to participate, please stand and bow your heads. Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've made. And we thank you for this meeting and the ability to be able to meet in the public and under the freedom of the United States of America. Lord, we just ask now that you be with those who are here today in attendance. We ask you be with all of our employees here in the county, their families, and their children. We ask that you watch over those who are in the armed forces of the United States today who secure our freedoms. We ask you be with those who are in the uniform of the Clermont County Sheriff's Office, firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, and other law enforcement agencies that go out every day to secure our freedoms and to make Clermont County a better place, safer place to live, work, and raise a family. We ask you to be with those who are ill and afflicted, who are unable to attend our meeting today. We ask that your healing hand be laid upon them, that they might be able to join us at a later date. It's in all these things that we pray in your son's precious name, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
And now to officially start our meeting, I'll ask Commissioner Batchelor if you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for being here today. We'll go ahead and get started. Our first item on the agenda is letter B. It is the approval of regular session minutes for 10/29/2025. Board, I know you've had these minutes early. Is there any need for any revisions or considerations on those minutes?
None.
Then I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, prior to moving on here with the presentation today, I believe we might have a new employer or two to introduce. I'll move that up into the agenda. Who do we have first, Gail?
I believe we have Chris Rowlands going to introduce his two new employees.
Chris, thanks for being here today.
Chris.
And Jeremy and Trenton, thanks for being here today.
Good morning, all.
Steve
Good
Bailey.
morning, commissioners. I'm pleased to present two new employees of Water Resources. They're both operator ones in our water treatment plant division. The first is Trenton, and I'm sorry, Sudlow. Trenton is originally from Indiana. He is currently living in, I'm going to ruin this, but Montorb? Batavia. I'm sorry. Jeremy is from Montorb. Trenton has a previous experience as a railway laborer, a machine operator, a furnace operator, and a foreman, a general laborer. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apologies to you two, especially for messing this up. I will go back to Trenton, who hobbies include their fishing, hiking, reading, and spending time with his family. Jeremy lives in Mount Orb, originally from Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, has a lot of experience in logistics, a sales, a rep, and a private owner of business. Hobbies include their powerlifting, and also has background in electrical work. So definitely both of them bring a wide range of experience and knowledge from other previous work, and should be a very good addition to the Water Resources Operations Department.
Good.
Welcome to Water Resources, gentlemen. And who was it that was from Rabbit Hash, Kentucky? Absolutely. I'm familiar with Rabbit Hash General Store. I've been down there on the Harley before and stopped in to see it. So fantastic. And you're from Mount Orb, is that right? Did he say? Yeah. Indiana. That was it. You started off with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was all over the place.
Well, thanks. Thanks for coming to Water Resources. All righty. You bet. Yeah, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
Three, two, one more. Rabbit Hash General Store.
Mhm.
Any other employees?
That's it.
Okay. We will move on to the next portion of our agenda, which is C. It's a presentation, Gary Knapp, America 250 History Moment. So Gary has so graciously added a history moment here to our Board of Commissioners meeting since we are in that season for celebrating America 250. Gary, the podium's yours.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's always to come here to share with everybody as I can the great history of this county. It's often hidden to the point where you just don't know about it. I have a question to ask. Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Oh, I should know that one.
Nobody.
Did you know that, Dave, or did you guess?
No.
Oh, it's not there.
Most people think that he's buried in there, but they're not buried. They're in a cenotaph, so they're above ground. This question was asked by Groucho Marx on his TV show. When somebody couldn't make any money on the guess, he'd throw this question out so that everybody would get it right. So I guess at one point in time, most people in the United States knew it because everybody watched Groucho Marx. So, as Dave mentioned, I am representing the America 250 and the historic celebration of our 250th birthday with Jeff Bloom and Judy Adams. An outstanding amount of effort that they put forth thus far, and it's just beginning, so it's a lot to look forward to. What I'd like to talk about today, again, is our favorite son, Ulysses S. Grant. There are so many aspects of his life that we can go on forever talking about him, a little bit here and a little bit there. One of the most fun aspects of his life was the world trip that he and his wife took, a world tour. They wanted to travel, but Ulysses had a job to do, first to save the country and then to lead it later on. And so they finally got to the point when he was out of the administration, left the presidency, that they could go ahead and do this. And before they left, Rutherford B. Hayes, who was his successor and former governor of Ohio, asked him to take on a task of some off-the-record informal diplomacy. So that was, he had sort of a little hint of an official relationship on this trip. And that got him some free boats with the U.S. Navy, so that helped him on his trip. First place, the trip lasted 2.5 years, and visiting over 19 countries during that 2.5 years. In Europe, he met around with the royalty, the parliament leaders, the military leaders, of course, and they had an endless round of toasts and state dinners, resolutions of support and love for the United States and for as they referred to him as the general. And Grant got one of the reporters asking him, he says, "What do you feel about this, all this praise coming to you?" And he says, it's his typically humble way. It's not meant for me, it's meant for the U.S., our country, the respect that's being shown. So he's finally glad to get out of all that official stuff that was going on and just get back to his trip. So the first place that they did that was in Italy. They visited Italy. He and his wife, Julia, climbed Mount Vesuvius, toured Pompeii, the ancient village of Pompeii, and met with the Pope. She was very happy about that. Next, they went to Palestine, the Holy Land. This was especially on the trip that Julia wanted. She was religious and wanted to visit the tomb of the Holy Sepulchre and other such holy shrines in Palestine at that time. They went to Egypt and toured at the pyramids, took a boat trip up the Nile River, visited the temples at Luxor, and walked around the Valley of the Kings, which was where many of the pharaohs were buried. But they were 40 years too early to really realize what was the big showdown there. The greatest archaeological find ever, the tomb of King Tut, was just below their feet when they were walking by. It would take them 40 years to find it, though. They went to Turkey. And in Turkey, the Sultan Hamid II was in addition to being a sultan, he was very much a lover of horses, Arabian horses. He knew that Grant also loved horses, so they spent an afternoon touring the royal stables. And at one point, the Sultan said, "I'd like to give you a gift, and here is a stallion, and here is a mare." And he said, "Go pick one, pick two of them out." So Grant went off and walked off two of them. He picked out this stallion and this mare, and showed that to the Sultan. And the Sultan said, "Choose two others." So he obviously picked the pick of the litter as he was an expert in the horse. And he was given two others, and that was the beginning of the breeding of the American line of the Arabian horse, was from that episode. He went to the kingdom of Siam, which is now known as Thailand. And no, the king wasn't Yul Brynner. That came much later. Some of you of my age remember that. I noticed it's always an age thing about that particular statement. But here he met a little bit of a problem with meeting the diplomatic qualities that he wanted to instill, because the king of Siam invited him to tour his harem, where they kept the ladies in waiting. And he was a little embarrassed to do this, but he decided he better do it because that's part of what his role was. So he visited the harem, or the harem of the king, of the sultan. In India, they rode elephants. China, he was engaged in some diplomacy. There was a dispute between China and Japan about who owned certain islands, and the president, ex-president, would agree that he would help negotiate the terms of the treaty between the two of them. His next and last trip was Japan. Many historians point out the fact that Grant was not a hater of the Japanese and the Chinese, as so many people in the United States were at that particular time. He was a very outspoken supporter of the Chinese and Japanese people. So he spent 30 days at Japan. He was put up in the summer palace. The emperor of Japan at the time was a man by the name of Meiji, and he was trying to transform the country of Japan into a modern country. And so he thought that this would be the opportunity that he would have, is to talk to somebody of such great stature as, the greatest general of the age, the president of the United States. So they developed, the president of the United States and the emperor of Japan, over the 30 days, developed a remarkable friendship. The indicator of what was going to happen was everybody was wondering at the state dinner, how are they going to meet each other? Because the emperor is a divine or semi-divine individual, and many of the people still felt the need to kowtow or a deep bow in front of him. But that is, of course, not anything the United States was doing. So they wondered what the emperor would do. And the president walked up, and the emperor, shocking everybody, approached the president and stuck his hand out in a Western-style show of support. And that set that whole mood of what was going on in Japan. They spent a lot of time walking, riding horses, smoking cigars. Of course, Grant had sometimes smoked as many as 20 a day. And they just became good friends. And they talked about the matter of state and things of that sort. They were getting so close that the samurai, who were the opposition team in Japan at that point, plotted to assassinate both the president and Meiji. Nothing came of it, and it was discovered that taken care of. To show the ongoing respect for Japan and the United States, the emperor had a monument built to Ulysses S. Grant near the Summer Palace. In the middle of the monument had a bronze etching of the president. And on one side, he took some of his speech out in Japanese and printed it here, and on the other side, the English translation. That was quite a statement made again by the Japanese. And remarkably, that monument is still there today in Japan. It had not been damaged by World War II. There's no graffiti that was sprayed on it. It was really an act of respect that they protected that monument all these years. So when he was on his way home, they stopped on the West Coast and started going across the United States, and they were met with cheers and greetings from most of the common people of the country, and they arrived back in Philadelphia from whence they started. And it was chaos. The citizens were just very excited to see their president and Mrs. Grant back, so much so that the nattering nabobs, as they were called, bloviators, the political commentary, especially Henry James, said something about, what is it with this guy? Why is the American public so enamored of these? And James even said, well, his name, U.S., means utterly stupid, which was he said. So they said, well, he's not tall, he's average looking, he's not bright, he can't speak. What is it that makes them so attractive to the American people? And Walt Whitman had the idea. He said and wrote down, he said, the reason why they react that way is because he is a common man. He was the son of a tanner born in a no-name town of New Richmond, Point Pleasant, nobody outside there knew about that. And what he did was he showed the American people that they too can succeed. They lived in a country that promoted the common man, the tanner, the mechanic, the farmer, and they saw in him the embodiment of the American dream. And I think that captured the moment there, an understanding of what the American people felt. So I'm really happy to be, if not a happy warrior, to support the new look of Grant, because his entire persona, historic achievements of being reviewed and improved upon. And I may have said the last time that back in 2000, the presidential rankers put him in at 32 out of the presidency. And then since that year, 2000, he's up to 20. So he's moving on up in there, guys. So again, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I look forward to next month if you will have me. And
Absolutely.
another story.
Thank you, Gary. Wonderful.
Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
And for those that are here today, Gary Grant's favorite meal to sit down and eat was?
I'm sure it was Chick-fil-A.
Steak.
And pudding. Rice pudding.
Yep. We will say that.
right.
We had a meal that was made for us on a celebration for Grant, and they did his favorite meal, but it was prepared in the manner that it would have been served back then. And so one out of all the things, steak was his favorite meal, but out of one of the things that they actually served, it was a rice pudding,
Rice pudding. The dry rice pudding.
which Commissioner Batchelor got into her mouth, but then tried to find a way to get with it. Right. That was pretty good.
It's not what you think of today.
No. So we will move on with that. We are at D, public participation. Is anyone here today from the public that'd like to participate in the meeting? If you would,
Go ahead.
let us know.
Go ahead. We've had the different pantries, et cetera, come in this morning. Department of Job and Family Services and everyone to discuss what's going on with the food banks and to help us out. Thank you.
You bet.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Meyer, President and CEO of IPM Food Pantry. And we're here to share a little bit about what we're experiencing at our food pantry with the loss of SNAP benefits. And for that, I'll turn things over to my colleague, Nicole Jaquez, Senior Director of Strategic Initiatives.
Morning, Nicole.
Hello. Hi, everybody. So as you all know, the SNAP benefits are now gone away. And I just wanted to let people know a little bit about what we've been experiencing just last week at our pantry. So I'm going to start off saying I'm part of the Head Start Policy Council Board too. And 2 weeks ago, when I was there, we have lots of parents rep that are on the policy council. And it's a new policy council, so they were all asking what we did at the food pantry. And they had so much concern. I've been in the nonprofit world for over a decade, and the fear and the worry on these families' faces was like I've never seen before. And so that was 2 weeks ago. And now this past week, I can just tell you, we've never had to close down our pantry before by hitting capacity. Well, we had to twice. We had to turn people away. We still gave them food. They still were able to come back the next day. But I've never seen that before. And I have some stats. So just in the past 2 weeks, we're up 37% of families coming to our pantry. Last week alone, we served 743 families just in 1 week. A typical week for us is about 450 to 500 families. And just last week, 124 new families came to our pantry, which is just incredible. It blows my mind. This kind of means something. We had a 475% increase just in our Facebook interactions on posts like, when is our pantry open? Getting information on how our market works or the drive-through works. So that says a lot. And most of our families, I think don't quote me on these stats, but it's around like 30% of our families are working. 30% are are unemployed, and then the rest are retired, senior citizens, on disabilities, those kind of things. We just had a family, I don't know if you saw on Fox 19, there was one of our neighbors talking about how she's got a family. She works more than full time and still uses our pantry to help her get by. I mean, and now when they don't have these SNAP benefits, it worries me what is going to happen to these families. Are we going to be hitting capacity every day? Is there enough? Are we able to refer enough other food pantries to help support them? I think it's going to be, I'm afraid it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I guess what my ask would be is just support. We just need lots of support, whether it's in food, funding for food, whether it's in volunteer, or you can say it out loud. Oh yeah, food drives. If you want to do any food drives, that always helps. But yeah, it really does take a community to help support our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else during public participation?
Dottie, are you talking about the food drive at all today?
Yes.
Would you like-
We can do that now,
Just
or
want to move up county staff.
Okay.
I'll tell you what to do. I'll go ahead and close public participation since we don't have anybody up there, and I'll just move up county elected officials discussion if you'd like to go.
Do that. We had a great conference call with everybody in all the food pantries and everything the other day.
Two, you want to come up?
Mhm.
Great united effort. Thank you, every one of you.
So just to introduce myself again, my name is Dottie Meyer. I'm the Director of Job and Family Services here in Clermont County. I have with me Paige Sheridan, who is the head of our OMJ department. We also have Sarah Laws, who is the program administrator in our public assistance division. Daphne Reeves is the assistant director of our public assistance division. And then obviously we have Nicole and Melissa from IPM, and then Ursula Miller, who is here. She is the individual who is taking care, very great care, to get the information to the public through our county website as well. So we wanted to we were here last week on Wednesday, and we gave the commissioners and the community an update in regards to the SNAP, the lack of funding for SNAP for November. Everything's been placed on hold We don't necessarily like to use the word defund or completely cutting off because right now we are at a fund hold is where we are because of the government shutdown. And we wanted to come back today because I know that there was a lot of information that was released over the weekend. And then in the meantime, we wanted to also allow Paige to tell you what these wonderful people have been doing as far as what Commissioner Corcoran has alluded to in regards to the collaboration that's been happening in our county to be able to help these families and help the pantries that are such a huge resource for our community. So first, just a slide reiteration for anybody that didn't have an opportunity to see the presentation last week. We wanted to include it in the presentation this week so that individuals would understand why we're here and what that means as far as having the government shutdown that has resulted in the holding of SNAP funds for the month of November and going forward, unfortunately, until the government shutdown ends or funding is found in some way. We then indicated that this is going to be affecting about 14,962 SNAP recipients in our county. And that is not just a loss of nutritious food for those individuals that are part of the SNAP recipients, but also individuals who are collaterally affected by those loss of SNAP food, and local businesses themselves also take a hit because that's about $2.7 million in revenue that's used in the county for local businesses as well. So we wanted to give an update today, a brief update in regards to some information that was passed out over the weekend and what that means for right now. And then I'll turn it over to Paige to talk about the collaboration that's been happening between government leadership, DJFS leadership, pantry leadership, and resources throughout the county. So let's first talk about the Governor DeWine update. There was an announcement that was made on the 30th of October. What Governor DeWine and congressional leadership announced was there was a plan to provide up to $25 million in food assistance in response to the pause in SNAP funding. What they indicated is about $7 million would go to food banks, and then we have $18 million that is set aside to go to what is called OWF recipients. Let's first talk about that $7 million. And obviously we have the experts here. They can comment on it and add any additional information that they may need to add. But the $7 million to food banks, that is going to be restricted to food banks that are funded with TANF money. Mm-hmm. And what that means is that's a temporary assistance for needy families. Those food banks must meet an eligibility requirement in order to receive those funds. And they also have to go through the steps to ensure that all recipients actually meet the TANF eligibility before they're given any of the food resources from those food banks. And just an example for TANF, just very basic. I don't want to go into the long dissertation in regards to TANF eligibility, but basically you have to have a minor child in the home, and you have to be under the 200% of the federal poverty level in order to qualify for TANF. So that's an extra burden that's placed on those food banks that are trying to get money out to the people that are in need. And unfortunately, not all food banks are not funded through TANF money because of the restrictions that are put on the funding. Because most of the food banks that we have in the community are trying to help all those in need and not be restricted in regards to who they can give the funding to. Melissa, do you want to add anything in regards to that?
I would just add that there is only one food bank in Greater Cincinnati, and that's the Free Store Food Bank. We are a food pantry. We do not receive TANF. I'm not aware if the Free Store does accept TANF,
Yes.
But I think it's important to remember that we serve a lot of folks who generally are doing okay. They may be receiving SNAP. It kind of helps keep the boat on an even keel. And they would not necessarily meet those TANF requirements, but still need support from a food pantry in their community. And I like to say that all of us, all the work that we do together prevents as many people from slipping into poverty as we do supporting people that are already experiencing poverty.
Thank you. So as just to reiterate, there's many food pantries, if as Melissa's indicated, I think all the pantries in our area, they're not funding and getting that type of or portion of that $7 million. In addition, 18 millions was set aside for OWF recipients. That's the Ohio Works Force recipients. And those are individuals who are at or below 50% of the federal poverty line. And just an example, we just wanted to explain that for a household of one, the federal poverty line or limit is $15,650 per household. And if you have a household of two, et cetera, it goes on and on. But for a household of two, it's $21,150. And they also, in order to get OWF, they must also, in addition to meet that requirement, they must also have a minor child in the home. And just to put that in perspective, that is only 4% of the Clermont County SNAP recipients that would benefit from that individual. We are grateful for any help that the state obviously gives to the recipients and that are being harmed as a result of this SNAP lack of funding this month and moving forward. But the concern is that the reason why we wanted to talk about that update is because we didn't want people to think, oh, $25 million, now everything's fine. We don't have to donate anymore. We shouldn't help anybody because they're not going to be taken care of. And though we're extremely grateful for any bit that they have given, we just wanted everyone to understand that doesn't mean that this is over. This crisis is not over. We're just beginning. And as I indicated, that's about 4% of the Clermont recipients for SNAP.
So with that, with the state stepping up,
they are, and we're grateful for that. We're absolutely grateful for that. But we also wanted to clarify for anybody that is saying, oh, they're taking care of the SNAP. It's not. What they're doing is this funding is actually going to go through the Ohio Works First program, and they're going to be increasing the Ohio Works First funds that are given to each family. This is not SNAP that's been given to these families, because obviously the concern is that SNAP recipients that don't fall in that category, they're going to be like, wait a minute, where's our money too? So, but that's what they're doing. They're increasing the OWF recipients' money.
So really the state didn't really throw a strike on it. They kind of threw an outside low ball for ball one.
I'm going to go with your characterization in regards to that.
I figured that.
All right. So the other information that came out and that was all over the national news was in regards to the federal lawsuits. I know that Commissioner Painter alluded to that when we were here last Wednesday, that there are suits that are being lodged against the federal government from the various states and organizations, that the Department of Agriculture should be using emergency funds to fund the SNAP program until the government comes back online. I just wanted to update. The National Association of Counties shared the overview that's contained here, and then it was put out by the Directors of Job and Family Services Association. And where we are is that there was a district judge that ordered the United States Department of Agriculture to utilize contingency funds to maintain at least some of the benefits issued each month. In a separate lawsuit, there was also, that was by the attorney generals and the governors for the states. A district judge gave the Department of Agriculture until today, inserted that because it was from last week, to decide how it will be distributing benefits, either reduced or in full, and said that they're likely to succeed on their claim at trial and saying that the suspension of SNAP benefits is unlawful. So as the Directors Association indicated, that even with this ruling, benefits are still going to be delayed, and we're really unclear about what is happening. I also wanted to put it in perspective so everybody understands. From the United States Department of Agriculture website, they indicate that $99.8 billion was used for SNAP benefits in 2024. The emergency funds that they're talking about in these lawsuits is only $5 million. So though it's great, and again, we're very, very happy that people are taking steps to try to fight this and try to get the benefits for the individuals that need it. It still doesn't stop the need, because even if they do say, okay, that emergency fund can be used, it's still not going to be even close to what is needed to be able to help our families, especially locally as well. So We're going to talk a little bit about Clermont response efforts, and we're going to update you on that and the collaboration that was alluded to by Commissioner Corcoran. Again, we remain open. Our website is continually being updated with information as we get it. And I know that the county is taking pains through Ursula Miller. She is being involved in all of these meetings and trying to update and keep the information flowing to the community in regards to what we know as we know it. And the phone lines continue to work. We are very grateful in regards to the work that our staff is doing in the Public Assistance Division and the other divisions as well. I'm going to just skip over the collaboration. We have county leadership, DJFS leadership, and local food pantry representatives that are meeting and collaborating, and Paige will elaborate on that. And then we also have the county website. Of course, Ms. Miller is going to is updating constantly and constant in communication, and also involved in the collaboration with the pantry, so we know the information and can be communicating that with the community. Also, the local food pantries, we also, Nicole and Melissa spoke so eloquently in regards to what the need is, and how the resources in the pantries are so strained. And just to reiterate what they had asked for, they indicated that pantries are in need of food, funds, and volunteers as well. So with that, we have community local efforts. Ms. Sheridan is from our OMJ division, is going to be talking about the collaborative effort and what it looks like and what we're going to do moving forward in regards to that. So, Paige.
Thank you.
So we've taken a few different steps in order to help support our neighbors the best way that we can. The first thing that we did was we put together a collaborative group of food pantries in the area. We wanted to hear directly what the need was so that we could figure out how to best address it. That is a group that we are hoping to keep going even after the shutdown ends, just, to keep the network in place and we can continue to serve our neighbors to the best of our ability. We are holding 2 different food drives. We're holding an internal county food drive for county employees. It's completely voluntary. If anybody is willing to give or would like to give, they have the option to do so. We have boxes set up at different county facilities in order for employees to do this should they choose to. We also have a public food drive going on. If any community members in Clermont County would like to donate to this, we do encourage you to donate directly to the pantries first. But if you would like to participate in this food drive, the Department of Job and Family Services, the commissioners were kind enough to allow us to use that building to accept donations. So if you would bring your donations to the Department of Job and Family Services, we're happy to triage those and get them out to the community food pantries to distribute, since they are still continuing to see the public. We are performing logistics operations to get that food out to the local food pantries so that they can get it into the hands of the individuals that are in need of it. We are coordinating our resources to see which food pantries are in need of which items, so that we can best serve their needs so they can continue to serve the public as they do so well. We want to continue to provide updated information to the community, to the commissioners, to everybody involved. So we are doing that through our website, the county website. Thanks again to Ursula. We're going to keep shouting you out because we appreciate you. We're going to do that through whatever means we can, to make sure that as this situation is unfolding, we're getting updates all the time. We want to make sure that the community is up to date on what's going on, and that we can sort of translate what's happening with the most recent updates, so that people remain informed. We are going to collect data from the pantries as we continue to collaborate, to share the impact to our neighbors and to the community as long as the situation unfolds. And again, we would like to continue that collaborative going forward, but we will be meeting weekly during the shutdown to make sure the pantries all have what they need.
Okay. I have just a couple updates in regards to that. The one is that we continue to encourage individuals to, if they want to be involved, if they want to donate, to please reach out to the local pantries themselves. They are in need for the food, in different items, but also funds and volunteers. For us, as far as the Department of Job and Family Services, we've been authorized to be kind of a collection site for anybody that can't get their items to the the pantry. However, DJFS is only collecting non-perishable food, shelf-stable food. We are not collecting any funds. We are not collecting any other items like clothing or things such as that. It is only non-perishable food, shelf-stable food. Check your pantries. Look for things that's not things that you haven't used in 15 years. It's more things that are shelf-stable and not expired. And I just wanted to make that clarification. And if you can, help the local food pantries because they need it quicker than if having an intermediary. So does the commissioners have any questions that we can answer? We have the experts here behind me. So any questions?
No, the only thing is, Jackie, I know you put out on social media all weekend. All of you have been putting out all the different names of all the different food pantries and the locations. So it's going out there to everyone. So no matter what area you're in, there's somebody out there that can help. And thank you all. Great work. Great work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ursula, I know you had some communications you wanted to update us on.
Hi, my name is Ursula Miller, and I'm the communications coordinator in the Office of Public Information for the county. I'm here to talk just for a moment. It complements what Gary Knepp was talking about, and that is America 250 and Clermont County government's connection to it and how we're participating. Over the last few weeks, we've developed what I'll call a signature project for our county, and that is twofold art project. One with students all across the entire county, 25,000 students in Clermont County Public Schools and homeschool. And then also a senior art project. And I'm working with Bill DeHaas and Senior Services on that. So the student art project, tomorrow will be an opportunity for us to really kick it off. I communicated with all about 50 art teachers across the county to lay out the framework for the project. And I'm working with UC Clermont. We're going to have a gallery presentation there in May of 2026. So lots of details, but it's going to be a really fun project, and I'll tell you more about it. We're going to get the teachers' input tomorrow. There's an all-teacher professional development day. First time that Jeff Weir's group has ever done anything like this. So almost 1,600 teachers coming together at West Clermont High School. We're going to be meeting separately with the 50 or so art teachers. And that'll be Commissioner Corcoran and I talking to them about the project. And we also have a special guest to offer some inspiration, and that's Tom Tachia, the sculptor. He is going to be with us to help inspire the art teachers to get the students engaged in this project. And then the senior art project, I'll tell you some more about that. We're talking about it behind the scenes and coming up with a way for that to be part of this whole celebration. And then in addition, we have upcoming the Veterans Day Parade in Batavia. And some of us in our small group within Clermont County are going to be participating in the parade because honestly, if we didn't have veterans, we wouldn't have an anniversary to celebrate. So we think it's a great moment to complement the Veterans Day celebrations with we're going to have that banner that was hanging out in front of our building that acknowledges America's 250th anniversary. So we'll be marching in that parade on Sunday. And then also the bigger group with Clermont County and the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the various murals that are going up. We have 3 dedications coming up in the month of November. One this Wednesday in Goshen, one the following week in New Richmond, and then the week after that, November 20th in Milford. So, and it's all on the commissioners' calendars too. So,
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. You bet. And there was one other slated here you may have already covered that just had social agencies and food pantries. Just items.
That
needed.
was everybody that was up here.
Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Since there's no other county elected official discussion, we will move on back up to E for the consent agenda. Board, you've had the consent agenda early. had an opportunity to review it. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda for further consideration?
None.
Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we are going to move on to the non-consent agenda. Non-consent agenda, I believe, is on page 6. It starts with item 13. Item 13 is a recommendation the Board of Commissioners adopt resolution number 169-25 to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,619,655.70 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice reports for checks dated November 3rd, 2025, BCC directed prepaid invoice reports, and the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on 10/31/2025, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to and in compliance with section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Commissioners, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make the motion. I'm second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, item number 14.
Come on, both of you.
Going up. You
This
guys
is
can do it
interesting.
together. You can do this together.
You read one line, he reads the next.
Jamie Lutzen, Chief Probation Officer at Municipal Court, Adult Probation Department, with the recommendation to execute a subsidy grant addendum for the community-based program between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and the Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, Division of Parole and Community Service, Bureau of Community Service Sanctions, P.O. Box 403, Columbus, Ohio 43216, relative to the Community Corrections Grant Act, CCA 2.0 misdemeanant grant, formerly the 408 jail diversion grant, for the jail diversion program entitled Standard Probation, administered by the Clermont County Municipal Court Adult Probation Department, which serves the designated implementing agency, with an increase of $22,462, resulting in a total revised grant amount of $327,524, with no local match required, effective for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027, with all other terms and conditions the grant to remain in full force and effect.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Sergeant? Was it right on it? So to make sure. Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I think we did that.
Yep.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. That was kind of fun. Item number 15. Desmond, morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Desmond Mayata, Community Development Administrator. Item 15 is a recommendation to authorize David L. Painter, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in his absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute an amendment to the subrecipient agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and Clermont Housing Corporation, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 11/13/2024, for the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funding to construct the Veterans Village project, with said amendment to amend Exhibit C to modify the project location due to the original jurisdiction zoning authorities refusing to allow zoning consistent with the project, and to change certain design standards to comply with the zoning of the new location, with all other terms and conditions of the original subrecipient agreement to remain in full force and effect. So, Commissioners, this is an amendment to change the project location. We understand that Clermont Housing Corporation has received their zoning certificate for this property, and we also have included in the packet a resolution from the Monroe Township Board of Trustees showing they're in full support of the project. And they're very excited to have the project in Monroe Township.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion for approval?
I will make that motion. I will second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? A little discussion about where we came from to where we are now and where we're going.
It's been a long time coming. We've worked very hard on this. It was rather disappointing to think that we had bought the property, had everything set to move forward, and then it was voted that they couldn't approve the zoning after all. But in reality, I think it's a much better location where it's going to be now, closer to more things that these veterans will need. And I might just give a little ad. We did finally receive notification. We made a trip, what's it been, over a year ago now, to Columbus, and we presented, and we are receiving an additional $200,000 to go toward this. So things are looking up.
Yes, they are, Commissioner. Yeah, like you said, it's a very centrally located site. It's on State Route 125, 15 acres with full sewer and water. And ODOT has been talked to, and they're in full agreement with the project. So, yeah, it's shaping up very good for this site.
And this will include how many cottages at that location?
This is actually 19 units. This does modify it. It's not actually a cottage due to the zoning for this site. There'll be more like triplexes, quadplexes. So single unit, all accessible. There will be 16 one-bedroom units and 3 two-bedroom units. So a total of 19 units.
To start.
Plus a community center. Yep, this is phase 1. That's the funding in place now.
Fantastic. And this will house veterans that are currently experiencing homelessness.
Homelessness or at risk of homelessness or living in substandard conditions, couch surfing, those type things. So, yeah, very excited to be at this point. And, Clermont Housing Corporation says it should be under construction by spring.
Okay. Fantastic. Good job, guys. It's fantastic. Anything else?
No.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Desmond. Item number 16.
Good morning again, Commissioners.
Morning.
So rolling. Water Resources. This item's recommendation to accept the contract between the county and Pruce Construction Company out of Cincinnati, Ohio, for project number 64001 60206 for the business 28 water main replacement project part 2, located in Miami Township, as complete as of 8/28/24, and to approve the application for payment number 2 final, which represents a release of retainage in the principal amount of $37,990.72, plus all accrued interest earned thereof. And just a reminder that the commissioners approved the change order for this back in August, and it was a deduct of $98,065.16 on the contract.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Chris. Next up, item number 17, Ronnie Ross. Ronnie, good to see you this morning.
Morning. I'm Ronnie Ross, Director of Facilities Management. Come to you this morning with a recommendation to authorize David Painter, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in his absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 2 to the contract with Kramer and Feldman Incorporated out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This is for the Emergency Management Agency office renovation previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 5/21/2025 for an increase not to exceed the amount of $1,894.87 for a total just contract price to the date of $347,569.67 in compliance with the terms and conditions of the contract and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Ron. Item number 18.
Item number 18 is a recommendation to reappoint the following individuals to serve on the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term outlined below, and this is all pursuant to Chapter 5126 of the Ohio Revised Code. The individuals are David Thaman, Jeffrey Weir, and Mary Jane West, and their terms will all be, this is their third full term. It will be January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2030.
Board, you've heard the reading of number 18. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 19.
Item number 19 is a recommendation to reappoint the following individual to serve on the Clermont County Public Library Board of Trustees for the term outlined below, pursuant to Section 307.51 of the Ohio Revised Code. The individual is Edwin H. Humphrey. His term is 1/1/2025 through 12/31/2029, and this is his second full term.
Board, you've heard the reading of number 19. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran? Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 20.
Hi, good morning, Board. Emily Akers, Office Management Budget. I have a recommendation to establish the Clermont County Communications Center 2024 cost allocation rates necessary to recover the incremental cost from the users of the system as computed, which represents 17% of the actual 2024 cost of the operation of the Clermont County Communications Center based on the 2024 actual billable dispatches and 2024 actual airtime usage, with actual billing to be reduced to the 2021 cost allocation rates to be invoiced to users in 2025 and payable May 1st, 2026. So for public safety governmental users, the 2021 calculated cost is 8.3147 per dispatch. Other dispatch users, it's 7.5228 per dispatch, and other megahertz airtime users is 0.9116 minutes per airtime.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item 21.
So item 21 is a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 151-24 for calendar year 2025 pursuant to Ohio Revised Code section 5705.40. So I have a long list of supplementals. So if you want any additional information on them, just stop me as we go. I'll say most everything that has to do with fringes, just we're looking at year-end salary and fringes. Some, new hires had healthcare elections that a previous employee didn't. There's a lot of these, but so we have job and family service admin, other expenses for $350,000. Board of Election regular salary, $18,500. Prosecutors DTAC regular salary, $19,100. Board of Election fringe benefits, $17,500. Domestic Relations Court fringe benefits, $11,300. Prosecutor DTAC fringe benefits, $6,700. Human Resources DJFS HR fringe benefits, $2,700. CDBG Entitlement Program fringe benefits for $4,000, and Board of Elections other expenses, $153,500. And I will say with the Board of Elections, I was looking to see why they'd ran out so quick a budget, and the largest thing is they have a large, it's over $100,000 maintenance for their software and equipment that was paid 2 years, was paid in 2025. So I think they paid 24s and 25s this year. So that ate up a large chunk of their budget that should have been paid last year.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 21. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thanks, Emily.
Emily, real quick, is your office going to send out on the dispatch rates? Are you going to send out a notice to the?
Well, that will now go out either today or tomorrow to
Okay.
all the end users. Will send their detailed invoice with the actual 24 rate, and then they'll see a credit for the discount to the 2021 rate.
Okay, good. All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Emily. Board, any additions to the agenda? I understand we might have one.
Yeah, we do have a petition for annexation came in to our clerk on Friday, October 31st.
Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, then board, I'd ask for a motion to add this recommendation to our agenda.
I'll make the motion to add.
I'll second.
Then moved in second, roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Board, this is a recommendation to accept a petition of annexation of 29.884 acres identified as parcel identification numbers 012008E026, that's 21.03 acres, and 012008E031 for 8.85 acres located on Taylor Road from the unincorporated area of Batavia Township, Clermont County, Ohio, to the village of Batavia, Clermont County, Ohio, filed in the office of the Board of County Commissioners on Friday, October 31st, 2025, by attorney Michael Manier on behalf of Stephen Beach, agent for the petitioners, whose mailing address is 915 Wilma Circle, Cincinnati, Ohio, and to set a review date if needed for Monday, December 1st, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners in Batavia, Ohio, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 709.023 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading of the recommendation for petition of annexation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Then moved in second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Any other additions?
No, sir.
Okay. Hearing none, we will skip down to letter H. I'm requesting an executive session pursuant to section 121.22G1 and 121.22G3 and 121.22G4 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the employment for compensation of a public employee or more public employees, and to confer with the attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that is the subject of pending or imminent court action. And third, preparing for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will move to executive session. We will return and conduct further business. Thank you. Return from executive session. There were no decisions made and no actions taken. We will move on with our regular scheduled agenda. I will jump back up to G real quick for additions to the agenda. Tom, any additions to the agenda?
Commissioners, we have a correction for item number 19.
Okay.
Clerk, you want to handle that?
Yeah, I'll handle that. When I read the item number 19 in, we need to change those dates. This is a recommendation to reappoint the following individual to serve on the Clermont County Public Library Board of Trustees for the term outlined below. And the correct term for the second full term for Mr. Humphrey should be 1/1/2026 through 12/31/2030.
Board, you've heard the need to add this to the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Dan.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter? I'm sorry, Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
And since we had approved the original, this was the original designation of reappointment for Edwin H. Humphrey, I would ask for a motion to rescind.
I'll make the motion to rescind.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
We have rescinded the original resolution that we just approved this morning, and then I would ask for your consideration to recommend reappointment to the Clermont County Board of Libraries outlined in 307.51 of the High Revised Code for an Edwin H. Humphrey for the revised dates of 1/1/26 through 12/31/30 for his second full term. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Yes. Any other add-ons, Tom?
Sir, so we have an add-on for the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board.
Okay.
We add that to the agenda and then.
Yep. Board, I would ask the motion to add this to the agenda.
I'll make the motion to add.
I'll second.
Been moved in second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, it's been moved and added. It's a recommendation to appoint the following individual to the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board for the term outlined. Nathan O'Dear. His term will be 11/3/2025 through 11/2/2029 for his first full term. Do I have a motion for appointment?
I'll make the appointment.
I'll
The motion.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Any other additions?
That's all.
Thank you, Board.
No problem. We had elected official discussions. Are there any other elected officials for any discussions today?
Sir.
Hearing none, we will go to letter J is member comments. Board members, any comments today?
The only comment is that there's a group that's been established collaborating regarding the funds that are now not available and all the SNAP people who are out there waiting for their benefits and may have some food shortages. I'd like to give a shout out to Pam Haberkos for helping with getting that group together, and Angela Gully with the Family and Children First Council, and making sure that they collaborate with all of the food banks and all the participants to help those in needing. And I'm hoping that this doesn't go on too much longer.
You bet. And Commissioner Corcoran, am I correct in saying that if someone has a need and doesn't have any other way to contact, that 211 is still a good number?
Yes.
So don't hesitate to dial 211. One thing Clermont County is great at is producing food and making it available. So
And every agency has been listed out there with addresses. So no matter where your location is, your age, whatever, you will find help.
you bet. Any other member comments?
No, as we talked earlier, I'll just say it again. We're happy that we're finally going to get this Veterans Village started to help give these much needed people places to live. So.
And the only other comment that I would put in there is that Clermont County citizens are urged to contact your United States senators and your United States congressmen. And I think that we need to encourage them to move forward to fund the government. Obviously, there are other issues that they need to negotiate on, But those issues should not be part of what holds up SNAP benefits to families throughout America. It's okay, to fund the government and to put a continuing resolution on so that you can move forward while you negotiate those other items. So I would encourage you to do so.
You can't hold the residents hostage.
You can't.
Not when, and that's kind of how I look at it.
It's a tough situation to be in, that's for sure. Hearing no other comments, I would ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, thanks for being here with us today on this beautiful November 3rd. We were glad that you were either here in session or watching electronically at home. We encourage you to stop by at the next Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank you.